Yesterday I did a video about why I always go back to the .357 Magnum round for carry. For me, it's just the perfect bullet. It's the perfect caliber for me because it does exactly what I want it to do. It's able to conquer the obstacles I want it to be able to conquer. It's able to perform in the way I want it to be able to perform. Now, a lot of people say, well, what about .357 SIG? Didn't you say that's one of the best carry rounds you can choose? Well, yeah, .357 SIG is one of the best carry rounds you can choose for most people. I think it's overall probably one of the best rounds, period, especially for a semi-auto. But that's because it's one of the best rounds that actually have guns available for it. So I think .357 SIG is awesome. It performs very well. But there are some things that I want my personal round to be able to do that .357 SIG just can't do. The rounds I have found that can actually do it and are still pretty much carryable are the 10mm and the .357 Magnum of specific loadings. So those are the rounds for me. And since I can't really get a gun that holds enough rounds or is small enough or easy enough to carry in 10mm, .357 Magnum is the obvious choice. So a lot of people ask me, okay, if you just like those two rounds, what is it about those two rounds? What makes them the magic bullet for you? Well, I don't really believe in a magic bullet, at least not in gun fairy type of magic here. But I do believe that there is a perfect round for everybody out there if they just take into consideration what they want that bullet to be able to do once it leaves their gun. For me, I want it to be able to penetrate certain barriers. I want it to be able to deal with flesh in a specific way. I want it to be able to travel in a certain pattern. I want it to be a certain level of accuracy. I want it to be able to be shot in a specific way, be easy enough to shoot accurately. So all of those things for me kind of boil down to there's two really good rounds. Like I said, 10mm and .357 Magnum. And since I can get a gun in .357 Magnum that actually is easy to carry and shoots well, that's what I go with. And for me, the magic bullet is basically 140 grain solid copper projectile that travels, around 1,500 to 1,550 feet per second out of your barrel and has about 700 foot-pounds of pressure behind it. That bullet is capable of doing what I want it to do. There's very few things that bullet's going to come up against that it isn't going to be able to overcome. And that's why I like that bullet. Now, a lot of people think, well, isn't that going to overpenetrate? Well, watch my videos on overpenetration and see what I think about overpenetration. That's one of the biggest myths in the gun community. You're far more likely to miss someone than you ever are to overpenetrate. I've never seen problems with overpenetration where someone actually hit their target well. Now, I know police love say, well, we have overpenetration problems. Yeah, you nick someone's shoulder and shoot someone right behind them. They consider that overpenetration. I just consider that missing. But, if they say missing, that opens them up to liability. So, overpenetration, a myth. The bullets that I choose are the ones that I want to be able to do what I want them to be able to do. So for you to choose your magic bullet, you have to sit down and think, what am I going to have to do with this round? Or what do I just want this round to be able to do? There's going to be a different criteria for people who want to discourage, a naked man, and people who want to be able to chase off, an angry elephant. That's two different criteria there. So it's going to be two different perfect rounds or magic bullets for them. So you just have to sit down, decide what's your magic bullet. I've done a lot of research, had a lot of time to do a lot of research. I ain't got a lot going on. And to me, like I said, that 140 grain solid copper round, moving at like 1,500 feet per second with 700 and something foot-pounds behind it, it's perfect for me. And that's available in the 10mm and the .357 Mag pretty easily, and I got great guns for it in .357 Magnum, so that's why I carry that particular round. That round will do everything I want it to do. So that's my magic bullet. That doesn't mean it's the best bullet. Like I've said, I think .357 SIG is probably one of the best all-around calibers, but for me, it's the .357 Magnum. So for you, you would just have to sit down, decide what you want. What do you want your round to be able to do? And then you decide which bullet is the magic bullet for you.